Economic recovery plans to deal with the impact of COVID-19 will be in place until the end of the year. The country's already fragile economy has been strained to unprecedented levels. South Africa will enter level 4 lockdown from Friday, which could provide some economic relief. Now, the economic cluster detailed its plans to soften the blow a little earlier. Our political editor, Vuyo Mvoko, is following the story for us. He joins us now in studio. So, Vuyo, what's the Labour Minister saying about companies who are not assisting workers?
Look, it was a bit disturbing to hear that these problems continue. From the very first briefing that the Minister of Unemployment and Labour was part of, these problems were there. Even the problem of employers who have been collecting money from their employees, but not passing it on to the unemployment insurance fund. And today we heard that that problem persists. And what is more troubling is actually the inefficiencies that have also come through. I mean, if you get given money by the government should make it clear why it's giving you the money, how much it's giving you, and to whom it's supposed to go. That you have employers who, one, are not distributing the money. Two, the people don't seem to even know how much these workers are entitled to, is quite troubling. But then the Minister of Labour and Employment, Thulas Nxesi, is saying they are dealing with the problem. But let's take a listen to what he had to say.
The issue about the lump sum, which employers cannot be able to allocate to the employees, they must just be honest. We don't just pay. We pay based on the payroll which has been submitted by the employer with all the figures. And we're not paying the whole amount. We're paying, and it's in the legislation, 38% because it is a relief. And we had budgeted for a period of 3 months. And then we'll see what will happen after 3 months in relation to COVID. But I must also say there remain challenges. And the challenges particularly where employers are also not assisting their employees to claim. We have calculated that some 220,000 workers entitled to claim have not yet done so. And we are endeavoring now to contact those individuals.
Also some clarity given on spaza shops. What's happening there?
Well, I mean, the minister responsible for small business saying they are trying very hard to reach as many spaza shops as possible. And I think there's something there that is very important for owners of spaza shops to also bear in mind, that there is some kind of criteria that they are going to use, and so there's a whole application process that they will have to follow. Now, I mean, so that's something very important, because in the same way that your hawkers, if you remember right at the beginning, that a lot of them had problems because they didn't have permits to actually trade on their side streets. A lot of them were actually selling their wares in defiance of municipal bylaws. But then the minister says they're working with SALGA, the South African Local Government Association. They are also being assisted by Nedbank to make sure that people do get to access this money. Hopefully, they will indeed be able to do it, and do it faster than actually has been, the pace at the moment. Let's take a listen to what the minister had to say.
The database does not reside within the Department of Small Business Development, as the licensing or permitting of spaza shop is the responsibility of municipalities. We are working with municipalities. They've got a database of over 130,000 approved spaza shops to trade within the country. So we are working with municipalities to make sure that the spaza shops can access the scheme. The LED offices of municipalities will kick in within this week or next week to directly call the spaza shops within their database to apply the for the scheme, and also to support them to complete the application forms. And this is in line with our partnership with SALGA, and we must say we are grateful, and we must extend our appreciation to Nedbank and in terms of the partnership, but also that they've availed the Boxer, their funding desk at Boxer stores across the country to enable our reach.
So, of course, there's some challenge, a legal challenge regarding companies in the tourism sector and who benefits from the relief government is providing. What does that mean ultimately?
Well, the minister said they are hoping, the minister responsible for tourism, saying they are hopeful that there will be a court decision by the end of this week. But what the delay has, or the court challenge has effectively done, is that they have not been able to process any of the applications that have actually come through. So you're talking about something like 200 million rands that is sitting there. They say they are busy processing the applications, but at this stage they can't disburse the money pending the outcome of that court ruling. And it's a very important one because everyone seems to agree that the money that is currently available won't be sufficient for the tourism industry. But now the tourism department can't even begin to have a conversation with Treasury, because before you even speak to Treasury, they look at whether and how you have spent what they have already given you, which has created another problem. But let's hear from the minister herself.
Part of government's intervention to mitigate the effects of COVID-19. The Department of Tourism opened an application portal for the COVID-19 Tourism Relief Fund to the value of 200 million. However, it is a matter of public knowledge that the department was served with court papers by both AfriForum and Solidarity in an attempt to set aside the scheme on grounds of its transformational characteristics as it upholds the broad-based Black Economic Empowerment Act. In respect of the court, while business was still able to apply, the department has kept the processing of the application on hold. The department will be guided by the outcome of the court, but stands ready to support the businesses in distress.
There definitely is a lot happening in government around this economic relief measures.
A lot of challenges, but the ministers are confident that they will be able to surmount them.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. Our political editor, Vuyo Mvoko.